Preparing for the 2020 workforce. How well are executives prepared for the challenges of Workforce 2020? How many of them have a strategic vision, much less an action plan, and how well do those plans match the views of their employees? Preparing for the 2020 workforce is critical to business strategy, growth, and performance. To understand the challenges and opportunities, here are some pointers to think about. The new face of work. Businesses must understand the workforce of the future and its importance to bottom-line success. The workforce of 2020 is going to look and behave much differently than any workforce we have seen before. To be successful, we can't rely solely on the things that worked well in the past. We need to blend traditional best practices with the next practices that creatively respond to the marketplace and workplace demands of the times. As trends continue to move toward constant engagement and the world continues to globalize, younger generations in particular will expect unlimited access to media and social networking outlets they use in other aspects of their lives. Organizations will need to adapt to a workforce that differs in both attitudes and expectations from workers in the past. The 2020 workforce will be increasingly flexible and diverse. A lack of metrics and tools keeps HR from developing strategies for building the future workforce. As a result, companies are not making progress toward meeting their workforce goals. HR too often lacks the information or insights to be truly strategic. HR often works with the C-suite but does not drive board-level strategy. Companies are executing on operational plans but lack strategic visions for the workforce. The millennial misunderstanding. Millennials are different, but not as different as companies think. In fact, it may be that non-millennials are the group that's more misunderstood. Millennials and older workers place the same value on most workplace benefits and incentives. For both groups, competitive compensation is the most important factor in determining job satisfaction. One substantial difference between millennials and older workers. The younger group people expect more feedback. They are also more likely to say they get their professional development from formal training at work and less likely to say they use self-directed learning. Millennials care more about making a positive difference in the world through work. Achieving work-life balance is more important to them and finding personal meaning in their work as well. Meeting income goals is less important to as long as they are learning and growing. What matters most at work? Companies do not understand what their employees really want from them. When it comes to satisfied employees, compensation matters a lot. It is the most important attraction and retention benefit for employees. Some company offers competitive compensation. Other corporate offerings often fail to match up with employee preferences. Hence, only a few are satisfied with their job overall. Executives value loyalty more than job performance. Despite this preference, they are not focused on effective ways to engender loyalty. Employees have a distorted view of their qualities their bosses deem most important. The top 3 attributes executives want in an employee are a high level of education and/or institutional training, loyalty and long-term commitment, an ability to learn and be trained quickly. The top 3 attributes employees think their leadership desire are the ability to learn and be trained quickly, loyalty and long-term commitment, and job performance and results. The leadership cliff. Executives and employees agree that leadership in their organizations is lacking. Executives cite a lack of adequate leadership as the number two impediment the achieving goals of building a workforce to meet future business objectives. Gaps in leadership capabilities spell trouble for future growth. About half of executives say their team has the skills to manage talent or to inspire and empower people. Leadership is not equipped to lead a global, diverse workforce. Employees agree with executives that leadership overall is lackluster. Only some say that leadership at their company can lead the organization to success. Even fewer say that their company is committed to diversity. However, employees don't cite direct manager quality as something that would improve their engagement, suggesting that upper-level quality should be improvement-focused. Most companies are not cultivating leadership within their organizations. Planning for succession and continuity in key roles is not common. Few employees or executives say management values leadership ability in employees. Bridging the skills gap, the learning mandate. Better training and education opportunities would benefit employees and businesses alike. The need for technology skills will grow over the next 3 years, especially in analytics and programming development. Ample training on essential technologies in short supply, as is access to the latest technology. Firms have difficulty finding adequately skilled employees, but they do not invest enough in identifying and developing talent within their organizations. Nearly half of executives say difficulty finding base-level skills affects their workforce strategy. An increase in the number of non-payroll positions may force new thinking on development. Firms struggle to develop a learning culture within their organization. Companies need to provide employees with a path and help them develop their skills that will take the company forward. Many companies lack the structure, strategy, culture, solutions, and resources to manage employees effectively. To succeed, they must address the role and relevance of people strategy, changing demographics and evolving definitions of work, leadership ability and cultivation, employee wants and needs, and talent development.